Hello and welcome back to my channel, Healthy Spouse, Healthy House. My name is Tony and my channel focuses on health, wellness, and relationships. See, I believe that there are 15 different areas of health that any one person can work on at any point in time in their lives. And I want you and I invite you to come back as I introduce one of those 15 areas of health, as I define that area of health, as we discuss what it means to be healthy in that area, both unhealthy habits and healthy habits. And then lastly, we'll all make plans and goals in each of those areas so that we can live healthier lifestyles. Now, this video is Physical Health Part 2. And in part 1, I did define physical health as or when your bodily functions, systems, and processes are all working at its peak. So that's physical health. And I divided physical health into 4 separate categories. And they are education, eating, exercising, and easing. So in part 1, I went over education and I went over eating. So now in part 2, we're going to talk about exercising and we're going to talk about easing. Now, exercise is when you're doing some type of physical activity that requires some kind of effort, right? And that effort is carried out to sustain or improve health and fitness. So any kind of physical movement is exercise. And any kind of physical movement, and sometimes repetitive movements, different things like that. Of course, playing sports, even climbing stairs is of course physical activity. And walking is something that I begin to do for my exercise portion of my physical health. I began to walk, and I did that out of, I guess you can say, convenience in a way. And I thought that was low impact enough so that I can kind of just get in there, just start somewhere. And so that's how I felt. And how I started walking was, well, let me tell you this. I did something that I didn't know that I was doing. And that something is called habit stacking. And that's where you stack, where you have an already established habit, and then you stack a new habit on top of that. And how I came about that term was I was watching some kind of video on improving yourself or something like that. And I came across that and I was like, hey, that's what I'm doing. So what I was doing was each day I would walk my kids to the bus stop. And when I would walk them to the bus stop, I was just like, well, I'm already outside, so I might as well go ahead and walk for about, 35 minutes. I think I started, and I was inconsistent. I was like, oh, okay, I'll do it 3 times a week, even though, whatever. And then it turns out I just started doing it every day because I was walking them to their bus stop most days out of the week. Well, actually every day out of the week, and so it just went from there. And then all of a sudden 35 minutes wasn't enough for me. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll walk a little bit further, and then I'll walk a little bit further. And I would do that every day. And so that's how I got started. I just started walking. I just started somewhere. And that's my advice to you. Just start somewhere, even if it's walking or getting some extra steps in throughout the day. Just start somewhere. And so I also just started strength training and core training, which is kicking my butt. But I'm going to stick with it because it's different. And I can't wait to see what results are going to come from that particular thing. But and see, that's what happens when you start doing stuff and you reach goals, then you start creating new goals, and then your body, it starts to adapt to something, and then you have to push it, give it, give more effort in. And that's what's happening with me. And so that's exercising. And you need some kind of exercising to help improve your physical health and your physical fitness. And that's what I can say about exercising. Now let's move on to easing. Easing is the last category in physical health. Easing is your sleep, your rest, your relaxation, and your self-care. Whoo! And for me, self-care was such a taboo subject because I would always put everybody else before me. Everybody else in my house before me. What do you need? What do you need? What do you need? Oh, okay. Oh, well, I needed to ask myself, what do I need? And I know you if you've ridden on a plane, or maybe you've heard it, whether you've ridden on a plane or not, well, when they go through all their emergency spiel and different things like that, they talk about how if there is an emergency, if the oxygen mask come down, you know where I'm going with this, and you have to put it on your face first before you go and help other people. And so that's what this is. That's what this is, taking care of yourself. So easing, again, is your rest, your sleep, your relaxation, and your self-care. What do you do for those things? Of course, you need your 8 hours of sleep each night. You may need a nap during the day. You also, that also includes whatever you do that calms you or that's therapeutic to you. Maybe you might want to just curl up and watch a movie, eat popcorn. Maybe you might want to read a book, different things like that. Maybe you're artsy, maybe you like to listen to jazz. Whatever it is that calms you is part of easing. Also, I have friends that have standing massage appointments, that have standing mani-pedi appointments, and they really know how to take care of themselves, and they're teaching me a thing or two about taking care of myself, So I'm still learning. That's one thing that I'm trying to learn, and to do more of. And I remember reading something that said self-care is not selfish. It's not selfish. Self-care is important for you to do for yourself. And when you take care of yourself, you can take care of other people. You give yourself the energy. You give yourself the chance to recharge. So when you think about physical fitness, you also need to add those self-care things in with it. So to summarize each and every category of physical fitness, you have your education, and that's your doctor's appointments, different things like that, your family history, medical history, genetics, your family habits, your dentist appointments, your diagnosis, your treatments and cures, different things like that goes under education. And then you have your eating, trying to eat right, eating healthier, maybe not eating past a certain time, working on what will help you if you have been diagnosed with something. What's the best plan or diet plan that you can go on to help you to get back to that point where your body is working at its peak? Also, we have exercising. Get moving. Start somewhere with your exercising. Start somewhere. Even if it's the smallest thing, just start somewhere and then just build on that. And then lastly, we have your easing, which is your sleep, your rest, your relaxation, your self-care. All of those things will help you in your physical fitness and in your journey to be all around healthier. So if this video has helped you in any kind of way, I'm going to implore you to like it, to comment on it, and to subscribe, and possibly even share it so that maybe it can help someone else. Well, until next time, you be blessed. Bye.